Indonesia, Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, in the South American Pacific coast, including Mexico, Chile, Peru. Earlier, the center issued a warning for Japan, Russia, Marcus Islands, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island in Japan, and Taiwan. This is live footage of Tokyo area in the Shibuya area. Looks like, see if we can get a closer shot. Earlier, there were people lining up to get to the public telephone. Obviously, mobile phone systems have been jammed with calls, people not being able to get through calls. According to the Transport Ministry, Tokyo's Haneda International Airport, though, has reopened all its 4 runways at 3:56 p.m. Japan time. The airport has confirmed the safety of all runways. Here's a look at some footage right outside of the studios. It looks like cars, a little bit more cars than usual during this time of the day, right outside of our studios here in Tokyo area, where people obviously are trying to get to where they need to go after a large earthquake hit northern Japan. Magnitude 8.4 hitting Miyagi Prefecture. The quake was strongly felt here in our studios in Tokyo, where a majority of our staff had to crawl under the desks as soon as it hit. People had a hard time standing up. And this is the situation here in Tokyo. According to the Transport Ministry, Tokyo's Haneda International Airport has reopened all of its 4 runways at 3:56 p.m. Japan time. The airport has confirmed the safety of all runways. However, airports in Narita, in Miyagi Prefecture, are still closed so far. We will give you posted as soon as we get more information. The powerful earthquake has stopped Shinkansen bullet trains across the country and trains around the Tokyo area. East Japan Railway says that all Tohoku Joetsu and Nagano Shinkansen lines have stopped. On the major Tokaido line, all trains between Tokyo and Shin Osaka stations were stopped for security checks. Central Japan Railway Company later said part of the Tokaido line resumed operations. The Tokyo Metro system also says all of its lines have been stopped and officials are checking for safety. A number of people are having serious trouble communicating with their families, obviously, and members, their cell phones in the wake of the quake. We're going back to live coverage of Fukushima Prefecture, where tsunami has hit the area, engulfed some of the prefecture. Earlier, we were seeing smoke billowing out of buildings. A major earthquake hitting Japan Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency saying the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast in northeastern Japan. Iwate Prefecture. Tsunami waves of over 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could reach between 6 and 10 meters. Meteorological agency says the 7.3-meter tsunami wave was hit right here, as you see, in Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan. Our camera crew on our helicopter is covering that situation right now. Over in Iwate Prefecture, a tsunami of 4.1 meters struck land. The prefecture of Ibaraki, Miyagi, and Hokkaido in the north were all hit by waves of up to 4 meters. We're back to coverage of that oil refinery in Chiba, north of Tokyo. Northeast of Tokyo. Black billowing out from that oil refinery. Several fires have broken out in the Tokyo and surrounding areas. The fire department says fires have reported in several places, including reclaimed land of Ariake in central Tokyo. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has extended the area where tsunami waves may strike. This warning now includes Indonesia, Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, and the South American Pacific coast, including Mexico, Chile, and Peru. Earlier, the center issued a warning for Japan, Russia, Marcus Islands, the Northern Marianas, Guam, Wake Island, and Taiwan. In Miyagi Prefecture, northeastern Japan, an intensity of 7, the maximum, was recorded. You're looking at an NHK helicopter capturing images of an oil refinery in Chiba Prefecture near Tokyo on fire. Black smoke seen billowing from the refinery. Several fires have broken out in Tokyo. The fire department says fires have been reported in several places, including reclaimed land of Ariake in central Tokyo. Tokyo Fire Department has received reports of fire breaking out in several places in Tokyo, along with surrounding areas like this one you're seeing right now in Chiba, east of Tokyo, Ichihara area. Fire obviously not contained yet from an oil refinery. There are also reports of buildings collapsing and several people injured. We do have a report of one person that has died from the earthquake. That is the information that we have so far in regards to the casualties. Obviously, that number will be changing as the story develops and we get more information in regards to the extent of damage. The powerful quake has stopped Shinkansen bullet trains across the country and trains around the Tokyo area. East Japan Railway Company says that all Tohoku Joetsu and Nagano Shinkansen lines have stopped. On the major Tokaido line, all trains between Tokyo and Shin Osaka stations were stopped for security checks. Central Japan Railway Company later said part of the Tokaido line resumed operations. The Tokyo Metro system also says all of its lines have been stopped and officials are checking for security. According to Toshiba Elevator, it assumes that most elevators came to a halt in the region affected by the disaster. At the moment, the company has been collecting information about mechanical troubles. There's some live footage of Tokyo, and it looks like right outside of our studios, there seems to be a little bit more traffic than usual during this time of the day. About 2 hours have passed ever since a magnitude 8.4 earthquake hit northern Japan. More than 4 million buildings in Tokyo. 4 million buildings in Tokyo and surrounding areas lost power soon after the quake. There has also been massive power failure in the area hit hard by the quake in northeastern part of the country. The computer system used by the Bank of Japan for settlements of financial transactions with commercial banks, however, has not been affected. The BOJ has set up special headquarters to cope with the possible damage to the nation's financial system. A local fire department says a welfare facility has collapsed in the northeastern prefecture of Fukushima. It says more than 10 people are missing. A local fire department says a welfare facility has collapsed in the northeastern prefecture of Fukushima. It says more than 10 people are missing. A major earthquake hit Japan on Friday afternoon about 2 hours ago, that is. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. In northeastern Japan's Iwate Prefecture, tsunami waves of over 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could reach between 6 and 10 meters. Large tsunami obviously destroying big parts of Fukushima Prefecture and Miyagi prefectures, where farms, homes, cars, trucks have been washed away. Meteorological agency says the 7.3-meter tsunami wave hit Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan. In Iwate Prefecture, a tsunami of 4.1 meters struck land. The prefecture of Ibaraki, Miyagi, Hokkaido in the north were all hit by waves of up to 4 meters. The earthquake, with a magnitude of 8.4, was unprecedented in Japan. One of the biggest quakes ever to hit the country was the Hanshin earthquake on January 17th, back in 1995. That had a magnitude of 7.3 and left 6,434 people dead. This time, the magnitude was larger, 8.4. Another powerful earthquake occurred in the Indian Ocean in December 2004 with a magnitude of 8.9 at the epicenter. The death toll back then came to 220,000 in 10 countries. And more recently, a devastating earthquake struck New Zealand last month. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake registered an estimated magnitude of 6.3. You're seeing live coverage of where we're waiting for what the Prime Minister has to say. My Prime Minister Naoto Kan has to say. It looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit more at this time. Pacific tsunami warning center has extended the area where tsunami waves have struck. But let's first listen in to Japan's Prime Minister Naoto Kan.
To the people of Japan, you probably have already seen on television and heard over radio that at 1446 today, an earthquake hit of 8.4 on the magnitude scale, centered around the shores offshore Sanriku. It was a very strong earthquake. And in the Tohoku region, mainly and over a wide area, damage has been inflicted. I offer my deepest sympathy to the people who have suffered the disaster. Regarding our nuclear power facilities, some of the nuclear power plants have stopped automatically, but so far, no radioactive material or radiation has been confirmed to have been leaked to the outside. There has been no information of those lines so far. And given this situation, an emergency disaster response headquarters has been set up with myself as the head. We will secure the safety of the people of Japan, and in order to minimize the damage, the government will make every effort possible. And we ask the people of Japan to continue to be cautious and vigilant and keep tuned in to the reports on the television and radio. And we ask the people of Japan to act calmly.
And here is Yukio Eda. Let's listen in.
What is the damage, the extent of damage the government knows at this point? Well, from various related agencies, we are getting information minute by minute. And so we'll be able to disclose all the information as soon as we obtain them. But at this point, we believe that the damage has been quite huge. And under that premise, the government is trying all it can to provide relief and to prevent the damage from expanding. The governor of Miyagi has asked the self-defense force to come to help. What is the situation? At 3:02, the Miyagi governor had asked the self-defense forces Tohoku division for an aid for disaster relief. And before that, prior to that, the SDF had sent UH-1 helicopter and others to respond to the situation. And we believe that we have already been responding to necessary activities. Aside from Miyagi, in other prefectures, what are the? Well, we believe that there will be some areas that will be affected. And how about sending SDF to those places? Well, it was Miyagi and also from Iwate Prefecture.